What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. In the previous video, we finished off Catfish's Maw, and well, in this episode, this is pretty much going to be our one giant side questing slash collectathon video, so we're going to be going through the map and picking up a bunch of secret seashells, as well as pretty much all but one of the pieces of heart in the entire game, since there is one piece of heart that we can't get just yet. We need one more item to get it, but it's really not going to be that hard to get once we do get the item, so no big deal. I figure we might as well get around to it, since, believe it or not, we're actually getting close to the end of the game already, so I kind of want to just, like, get this out of the way. First things first, let's head inside the trendy game, and alright, well, there is a whole lot of nothing here. I think I may have to actually, like, go and get that stone slab in the back of the trendy game to, get some of the other stuff to actually appear, but I'll take care of that later. For now, what do you say we do the most exciting thing in any video game, and that is go fishing. Yeah, it's been a while since we fished in this game, but I'm pretty sure there's actually one more piece of heart that we can get from doing this, so I'm gonna go ahead and fish. I need to catch one of the larger fishes, so we're gonna do that, and I'll just see you guys in a second. Come on, he's almost there. Yes! Alright, that took a lot longer than I expected, but finally, we got ourselves one of the bigger fishes. And I think, yeah, 27 inches, that should be way more than we need to actually get this piece of heart. So on top of, like, getting one of the bigger fishes and some rupees, he's also going to set us up with a brand new lure, so that makes, like, catching fish a little bit easier. Pretty nice, but that's not really why we did this. We did this because he's going to give us a piece of heart. There we go. I was waiting for that, man. A lot of dialogue you got to get through here just to get that piece of heart. But finally, I think we are done with the fishing game for now. So, on to the next piece of heart. Alright, so this one's actually fairly straightforward. Here in the wasteland, it's actually an area that we haven't really been to before. But, yeah, if you just jump right over this gap, there's a piece of heart just waiting to be collected. So, very, very easy to pick up. And you know what, while we're here, I guess there's actually something else that I can show off. I wasn't really intending on doing this right now, but we do need to do it to get some pieces of heart. So let's talk to this guy over here. Hey, you made it out here. That speaks well of you. Maybe you can help me out with a little job. I'm Dompe, and my job around this island is to dig up interesting stuff. When you have some time to spare, come see me in my shack over there. Alright, so yeah, that's Dompe. He's responsible for all the holes we've been falling in. Not really, but yeah, so let's go inside his shack and, well, wait for him to join us because he has an interesting addition to Link's Awakening Switch that he wants to show us about. So, what's going on, Dompe? Hey, there you are. I want to show you something interesting. You've gone poking into some ruins on the island, I can tell. I make little chambers based on those dungeons. Put some chambers into the slab back there and it turns into a real dungeon. How's that work, you ask? Who knows? But I want your help testing the limits of this thing. I want to hear about the dungeons you've seen. It inspires me to make new chambers for you. With a few chambers, you can make basic dungeons. With a bunch, you can make complicated ones. See if you can use what you've got to finish the challenges I give you. Though, you're not done once you finish arranging a dungeon. You gotta venture through it, too. I'm no designer, though, and I'm no adventurer either. That's all up to you. I'll make the risk worth it. Impress me, and there's treasure in it for you. You look like you've been through a lot. Alright, so yeah. We're gonna basically sit down, tell him all about our journeys, all that junk, and he's gonna give us like a bunch of free chambers, which is pretty nice. And we can use these to like make our own quote-unquote custom dungeons, but they're not really custom since like they're all based on areas that we've already seen, but we can like arrange them how we want to. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. If we go into the Arrange tab, when you first get in here, the game's gonna try and explain how exactly this works, and I'll go ahead and summarize this for you just because it'll be a lot quicker than reading everything the game is gonna try and tell us. But when you design a dungeon, there's like a couple of key things you need to keep in mind. So obviously, every dungeon needs an entrance. Every dungeon needs like a nightmare to fight at the end. That way you can, you know, complete the dungeon. And then, depending on which dungeon you're arranging, there's going to be certain stipulations, like this room needs to have this many entrances and exits, this room needs to have a treasure chest, this room needs to have like a staircase, so on and so forth. As long as you meet those stipulations, the rest is pretty much up to you. Now, here's the thing. There are 12 total challenges, I believe. All 12 of them are required for 100% completion. Now, that doesn't seem that bad right now, but trust me, this takes a very, very long time, because after you complete like the first 4 set of challenges, you'll get a piece of heart. After you complete the next 4, you'll also get a piece of heart. After you complete the final 4, you'll get a full heart container. So it is kind of worth it, since you do get like 1.5 hearts from it. But if you're gonna do this, get ready to sink in about, I don't know, I'd say like an hour of gameplay at the very least. It does get easier the more chambers you have, though. And honestly, I wouldn't even recommend doing this until you're pretty much at about where we are in the game, since the later challenges have more and more stipulations on like what rooms they actually allow you to use. So you want to make sure you have a lot of chambers that are available to you, and you get more just by going through more dungeons, or by buying chambers from the shop, or you can actually win chambers from the trending game. So you might want to do all those just so you get more chambers, so you can actually go through and complete everything. That being said, once you're done with your arrangement, you have to go and play through it. So that's actually like another aspect of like time consumption in this entire thing, just because it will take you some time to arrange it. Even after you're done, you're still gonna have to go through and play the entire thing. Now you might be thinking, oh, I'm smart, I can just put like shortcuts in my dungeons. Well, sadly, you really can't do that. Like, even though there are staircases, and you can be like, alright, if I put a staircase right before the boss door, and then I put a chest over here, that'll have the nightmare's key, I can just grab the key, go directly to the boss. Well, I hate to break it to you, but they thought of that. So, how these custom dungeons work is, the last chest that you open up will always have the nightmare's key. So, it's in your best interest to actually use as few chests as possible. That way, you can maybe skip a couple of rooms if you're lucky. But, if you happen to put a chest in any room, that room automatically becomes mandatory, because you'll need to open that chest. That way, you can get the nightmare's key eventually. So it is a little annoying. It leads to probably a lot more backtracking in these custom dungeons than maybe there would originally be if you had more freedom and flexibility in what you could put inside those chests. But overall, I guess it kind of works out. When you end up making longer dungeons, it actually does kind of make the dungeons a little more difficult, just because there's going to be a lot more backtracking involved. You might have to go through like underground tunnels multiple times just to go back and forth. So you can actually make some pretty difficult dungeons if you really wanted to. But honestly, for these like challenge dungeons, I would recommend just trying to make them as simple as you can. And like, now that we sort of have this feature, I kind of understand why Nintendo's never actually gone ahead and made a full-on quote-unquote Zelda maker type game. That's something that a lot of people want, but I think like this concept has sort of made me realize that, you know what, maybe that's not the best idea. At least the way that it's designed here. If there was like maybe full flexibility with it, like how Mario Maker is, maybe it could be a little bit better. But how it works in this game, I'm not a huge fan of. It's a fun little concept, but personally, I think it drags on way too long, and like making this required for 100% completion is kind of a pain. When it comes to like the nightmare, I always choose like one of the easier bosses. So Hamburger Man over here, he's just like my go-to, because now that we have the red tunic, he pretty much dies in like 2 hits. So it's really not hard to defeat him at all. And I cannot believe that I actually died to this boss early on in the game, because, oh my gosh, he's just so easy now. Like, it's ridiculously easy now. But, I mean, that is something I said. Like, it's the hardest boss in the game just because of the fact that you only have 3 hearts. And Dape, what are you talking about? I didn't have 1 foot in the grave. A 3 like that deserves something from my collection in exchange. So he's gonna give us, yes, another chamber. So by doing more chambers, you actually get chambers. It's kind of like works into each other like that. That being said, though, I'm gonna go and complete the remaining 3 challenges for this first, like, third of this entire segment, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Alright, so we're finally done with all those, and he's gonna give us a seashell. On top of that, though, he's also going to give us a piece of heart. Now, we're not done with this just yet, but, quite frankly, I need a break from going through all these dungeons. Like, oh man, I really do not want to do any more right now. So we're gonna go and do some other stuff, and we'll come back a little bit later and finish off the rest of that. So I'll see you guys in a quick second. Alright, so we're back here in the prairie, and honestly, we could have gotten this like a lot sooner. There's so many like collectibles in this game that I just sort of have put off getting, but like, yeah, you can get this anytime after you get the Pegasus boots and bombs, because you really don't need anything besides that. And man, I really do not like these stupid like energy ball enemies. Like, they're always in my way, and I'm always taking damage from them for seemingly no good reason. Real quick though, before we go and blow up that cracked wall, that's actually where the piece of heart is. If we head down here, we can open up this chest and get ourselves a purple rupee. Pretty nice. At this point in the game, though, we really don't need any more rupees, I would say. I don't think there's any, like, big purchases that we're going to make. And, yeah, right inside this wall, just blow it up. There is your piece of heart. So, don't worry too much about rupees now. Anyways, on to the next piece of heart. Alright, so now we're back at Candlelit Castle. It's been a while since we've been here, actually. There's really, like, no reason to come back here, I guess, after you finish the initial segment of the game. But there is a piece of heart that we can get, so we're gonna go and swim all the way through this moat and just try it. Sadly, yeah, we have to swim all the way around, since the piece of heart is actually located underwater near where the, I guess, like, bridge to the inside of the castle is. So I'm just gonna try and boost through here as much as we can, get around there and grab that piece of heart. There's a couple other things that we can do in this area, but don't worry about that for right now. And yeah, you can actually see it in the water. I'm not even sure like how I missed that first time through here, since I think I did swim past this at some point. I just like didn't notice it in the water, but whatever, not a big deal. We got it now, so let's get the next one. Alright, so we're back here in Animal Village, and this is a cave I actually pointed out a long time ago, and I said that we couldn't get the piece of heart that was inside, and at the time we couldn't, but now we can. You do need both arrows and the hook shot for this, so make sure you have the bow and all that jazz, and then you should be good to go to like get everything inside this cave. I'm not really sure if I've shown this off or not yet, but you can actually combine your bow and your bombs in this game to make bomb arrows. So just by like equipping both of them and then pressing the buttons at the same time, it lets you fire a bomb arrow, which will of course let you like blow up cracked rocks and stuff like that from far away. But yeah, we can just hookshot across and grab that piece of heart. Alright, let's go get some more. So this one's pretty straightforward. Just go into the underground passage that connects like Animal Village to the rest of the world. And yeah, as long as you have the flippers, you can go right down here and grab this piece of heart. That one's a pretty simple one to get. Moving on though, we're in the Martha's Bay area. If you just like jump that gap with a rock's feather, you can come down this underground passageway here. And there will be another piece of heart that we can find as long as we just like swim past all those guys, dive down, and just grab it. There's also actually something else that we can do in this area. So if we keep following this underground passage, eventually it's going to lead us into like this little secret layer area. We just gotta go past like the small, I guess, intermittent grass section that leads us into where we actually want to go, which is this creepy looking ritualistic place. If we just grab our magic powder though, sprinkle some on that thing, and check it out. Hey kid, you woke me up from a fine nap. Thanks a lot, but now I'll get my revenge. Are you ready? I'll let you carry more magic powder. Heh. Are you ready? Sure. Aw, poor Link, man, he's getting electrocuted. You deserve it. Now look at all that junk you have to carry. Take care, see you soon. So yeah, just like that, now we have 20 magic powder we can carry. It's actually pretty cool, and there's a couple of things like that in the game that we'll collect along the course of this episode. Anyways, let's go get the next piece of heart. Still in the Martha's Bay area, if you just swim down south of where Catfish's Maw is, yep, you can dive down and get yourself another piece of heart just like that. It's right below the mermaid statue, in case you need to like know exactly where it is. Alright, and back over here near Animal Village, if we, instead of going underground, just like keep going past that area, we can head into, well, actually the next story section of the map. So we are going to talk to the owl real quick, but then we'll go and like do the minigame we want. Hoot, there are 2 shrines, one to the north, the other to the south. First, head south, where ancient ruins speak of the windfish. You will learn much there. Yeah. Well, I don't really care about that right now. I just kind of want to explore this section of the map for a second. There's a minigame in this area. It's going to take us a while to get there, so I'll just see you once we get to the other side. Okay, so we've made it all the way up here to the rafting minigame, and I know I just said recently that, oh yeah, we don't need rupees anymore, we're pretty much good, but I forgot that the rafting minigame actually costs 100 rupees per play, which is an absolute absurd amount to play like this cheesy minigame, but it is kind of expensive, and I think we need to play it like 2 or 3 times to get everything. I think minimum you can play it 2 times if you're quick enough. Max probably 3 times. I always choose the rapid race. You can choose the raid the first time though. The difference between like the race and the raid is I think the raid just like sort of lets you go through and get collectibles. I'm not sure if there's any like stipulation to you keeping those collectibles, like a minimum amount of rupees that you need to find or something like that. I always just choose the race because it gives you access to like the exact same course. But with race, you pretty much have unlimited time. Like it's not gonna ever boot you out until you finish the race, quote unquote. Anyways, yeah, you can actually swim against the currents. I'm not like doing this to waste your time. I just want to show that, yeah, you can swim against the currents a little bit. There's not a lot to give, but if you miss something, there is an opportunity to go back. And I would recommend keeping your hook shot out as well, since you can actually use it to latch onto the wooden vines or the stumps that are in the water as well. And that'll just like completely negate the current. Over here, all the way on the left side of the rapids, though, is of course a piece of heart. Now that we've got that though, while we're here, we might as well try and like pick up any other collectibles that we can. So inside this chest, 20 rupees, not bad. At least we can make back some of the money that we spent on this stupid minigame. There also is, yeah, a secret seashell that we can pick up along the way. So let's make sure there's nothing up here real quick. Also, it is in your best interest to try and like, I guess, memorize the pattern of this, since, well, this is called a race for a reason. There will be a reward for like completing this under a certain amount of time. But real quick though, we're gonna stop off here and dig up that patch of dirt because, yep, there is a seashell to be collected. So I think if you want to get like the max prize, you need to actually finish the race in under 45 seconds, I think it is. I'm not too sure on that. Alright, so there's another chest over there. We can only reach by going through an underground area. Not really sure where the entrance to that is, but I'm also not really too worried about that right now. I think, for the most part, I've gotten everything that I wanted to from this first race. Yeah, there's something over here. Alright, just wanted to make sure. We're good. Let's finish things off and be on our way. Oars up, the rapid race is over. Looks like that's a new record for you. Yeah, not a very good record. 1 minute and 48 seconds, that's pretty long. But whatever, that's good enough for now. I really don't want to ride it again. I will be back in a little bit, but there is something else that we can collect along the way. That guy's totally gonna throw a bomb at me, isn't he? I know he is. Like, I'm just waiting for it, but like, alright, fine. Whatever. I'll take the damage. Just get out of my way, man. I'm trying to get into this cave. That's really all I want to do. Like, jeez. The reason why I want to go in this cave is because, hey, check it out. There's a piece of heart right there. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, how in the world do I get that piece of heart? Yeah, it's simple. Just use the hook shot. That's one of those puzzles that like you look at and you're like, oh, there must be some secret entrance or some other way that I can get that. But then you realize that, oh wait, there's 2 rocks right there, exactly where I need them to be. Of course, I can just use my hook shot. All right, here's the deal. I'm just gonna go through the rapid race again, and I'll see you guys at the end of it. There's no reason to like make you watch me go through the entire thing again. So, see you in a second. Alright, so we made it through in 39 seconds, well underneath the 45 seconds I think that's required for this piece of heart. And there we go. So, now that we've gotten that, we can be on our way, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, I know there's a shell around here somewhere. I'm just not on top. Oh, there it is, underneath the rock. Alright. This is near the entrance to Tall Heights, just by the way. We're going up there next, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so if we run past like the entrance to where Angler's Cave was, well, apparently there's another shell around there, but we'll get that in a second. Right now I'm kind of focused on one other thing. Don't worry, we will be exploring this mountain again later. Probably could have like done a better job of like planning out my route and collecting things as we go through them the first time, but as of right now, like I have a list of everything that I want to collect, and I'm trying to stick to that list just because if I go out of order, I'll probably end up missing something, and I really don't want to risk that right now, especially since we're kind of halfway through the list already. A little bit, maybe under halfway. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, we're doing good. Just know that we're doing good. Anyways, if we go through this cave system, we're actually going to end up somewhere slightly familiar, but this time on the other side of the wall, and now we can finally pick up that piece of heart. Alright, on to the next one. So yeah, we're really not going too far. We're in that same general area, except now we're just going to continue going through this cave. And you will need the hook shot for this. I should mention that pretty much every collectible that we're going to get right now, you need to have at least the hook shot to get. Some of them will require the bow, so hopefully you have that by now. The only collectible we can't get requires an item we don't have yet, and there's very, very few of them, which is why I'm doing this now. Like, once we get that last item, there's like maybe, I don't know, 5 things that we need to get, really. Probably less than that, actually, since a lot of those might technically be optional, but whatever. We'll worry about that once we get that final item. It is nice that we got 50 rupees, though, I will admit. Anyways, if we keep running down here, bam, another piece of heart just like that. Okay, let's keep going. I know I heard it go off, and yeah, of course it's going to be in the center there. I probably should have looked there first. Alright, anyways, we're back on track. Let's keep going. So now we're deep within the mysterious woods. Yes, underneath this rock was a whole hidden area. But on top of that, there also is a seashell in that area. But first, let's go down right here because, yeah, there's another one of these weird ritualistic chambers. So, you know what to do. Grab your magic powder, sprinkle some on that torch, and here we go.
Hey, kid. You woke me up from a fine nap. Thanks a lot, but now I'll get my revenge. Are you ready?
Okay, I'll let you carry more bombs. Are you ready? Sure, do your worst. I'm not really that scared. I need the bomb restock anyway, so I appreciate it.
You deserve it. Now look at all that junk you have to carry. Ha! Take care. See you soon.
And now we can carry 60 bombs. Hooray! That's actually really, really helpful. All right. Yes, I know there is a shell here somewhere. We just have to find it. I think it's right, it's in the center. I don't know why. Again, that was so stupid. I should have just looked there from the start. Well, I'm glad that we got that. While we're here, yep, there is another secret or collectible that we can grab in the area. There's actually a lot in the mysterious woods. Honestly, again, these are things that I probably could have picked up a long time ago. Well, not this one since it does require the hook shot, but you know what I'm saying. The only reason I didn't do that is because, you know, sometimes you're just not in the area or it's not convenient for you to pick it up, so you just don't. And then you end up like where we are right now, where you just have to get it all at once at the end of the game, which not a bad thing, just I guess not really that efficient. Anyways, on to the next collectible. So here we are by the grave of that ghost that we helped out, and we laid him to rest and all that junk. But yeah, there's another underground area over here that we can explore. And thanks a lot, Bat. I was just trying to jump over this gap, and of course you had to knock me into it. But yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. There's just another rock that we can blow up with our bomb arrows, and then we can... Wow, that actually did damage to me. I thought I was more than far enough away, but I guess that blast radius is just huge. But yeah, this piece of heart really easy to get after you blow up that rock. Just hook shot and then jump right across. And I believe that staircase leads us to the cemetery. So the next thing that we're gonna go do is more of the Dompe challenges. I'll see you guys once we're done with the next 4. Alright, and we're finally done with another 4 Dompe challenges, and we got a piece of heart for our trouble. And hey, plus bombs effect. I think that's actually something that you can add to the chambers to like make it harder or something. I'm probably never gonna do that. Anyways, let's get out of here. Alright, so we're back at the trendy game, and yeah, I figured I would go ahead and get like the chamber slab just because I think doing that will allow more stuff to actually spawn in this game. It's not something I really wanted to collect, but you know, or chamber stone rather, not slab, my bad. It's not something I really wanted to do, but if it gets other stuff to spawn in that game, which I think it will, it should be worth it. So, hey, there we go. I knew there was another piece of heart in this game. We just had to wait for it to spawn. Alright, we're gonna go and pick this thing up, and you know what, actually, let's not cut for once. Let's actually keep this going. I think I can probably grab this on my first try, although now that I've said that, it's probably not gonna work. I have gotten pretty good at the trendy game though, not gonna lie. Oh, my timing was just a little bit off there. That would have worked had I gotten the right timing, but we did not. We did not. But I've actually been playing the trendy game a lot because it's a really good way to grind up for rupees since there's always a red and always a purple rupee here now. You know, that's 70 rupees per play. If you do it in the minimum amount of tries, that's like, what, a 50 rupee profit since it always costs 10 rupees to play. So it's not too bad, honestly. And thankfully that piece of heart only took 2 attempts to collect. Good. Because I did not want to be here longer than I had to be. I'm not sure if anything else spawns in here, but we might want to double check just to make sure. There might be like another shell that spawns in. So let's just check in one more time for sanity's sake. Look at that. Look at that. I was right. Of course, another shell. And it's actually in one of the hardest spots to grab. Well, not really like the hardest spot to grab. It's just that when it moves back and forth, the timing's a little bit weird. And the shells already have one of the more annoying hitboxes in this game. So, ooh, hold up. Did we get it first try? No, of course not. Of course it's just gonna slide right out the back. It's so weird too, because like every other item has like a really large hitbox that doesn't normally fall out of the crane, but the shells, no, they always fall out no matter when. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Come on. Yes. Okay, thank God that landed on the conveyor belt. I would have been so mad if it didn't. But now I think that's finally everything from the trendy game, so let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so we're here in the prairie, and yep, dig right in the center of those weird looking rocks, and you can get yourself another shell. Easy as pie. So we're back in the weird like wasteland haunted forest area, and yep, there's a shell over here right by that tree. Probably could have picked that up sooner, but whatever, not a big deal. Alright, so over here by this teleportation spot, and this one's actually kind of interesting because for this, we actually need to grab one of our bombs. So we can place the bomb down, lift it up, throw it right in that hole, and once it explodes, a shell is gonna pop out. Hooray! We're pretty much gonna be focusing on shells for a little bit right now. On to the next one. Alright, so by the beach where we talked to Marin, if we grab our shovel very quickly, right in the corner over here is another shell that we can pick up. Not bad, not bad. Okay, and back over here by like the mermaid statue in the entrance to Catfish's Mall. You guessed it, there's another shell that we can dig up. Ta-da! Okay, let's keep going. We're almost done, I promise. And again, back on the beach, if we ram into this tree, check it out. Another shell. I bet you never would have guessed it. Okay, only a few more. And back over here near Candlelight Castle. Yep, if we dive down, there's a shell hidden right underneath that waterfall. Probably should have grabbed that earlier on, but oh well, I'm an idiot and I forgot about it. And now we're in front of Candlelight Castle. So if we look shot right across that gap, head down these stairs and, game? Hello? Go down the stairs? That was kind of bizarre. But yeah, right inside this chest is another shell for us to get. Cool. Let's keep going. Alright, so over here near the entrance to Yarna Desert, if we grab our ocarina and play the Battle of the Windfish, guess what? Our friend is gonna reappear. It's the walrus. Orf, orf, orf. Marin. Nope. Link, it's just me. Sorry, bud. He's a little disappointed, but for our trouble, he will give us another shell. Hooray! So here in the Yarna Desert, there's actually another shell that we can pick up. Just right underneath this owl statue, if we grab our shovel, we can dig between the cactuses, and bam, shell acquired. And now we're back up here on the mountain. So yeah, if we get rid of that weird like moldorm, mini moldorm, underneath that rock is a shell for us. There's actually a bunch of collectibles here on Tall Mountain that we still have yet to get. So we're gonna try and run through all those real quick. Anyways, on to the next one. So yeah, right down here, again, near the entrance to Angler's Cave, if we dive down right underneath this waterfall, you can just barely see it, but yep, there is a shell right there for the pickin'. Next up, near this little rooster shack, again, this is one of those things that we need bombs for, so let's grab this, toss it right inside that convenient bomb-sized hole. Once it blows up, it'll pop out a nice little shell for us. But wait, there's more. This is actually a 2-for-1 special because if we simply make our way over to the right side now, which again is another area that we have yet to sort of explore, we can find ourselves another shell very, very easily just by like lifting up all these rocks, and ta-da, there we go. Sweet, on to the next one. So right below where we just were, inside this conveniently located treasure chest, is another shell. And guess what? We're done! On to the mansion. Oh, and yeah, by the way, I'm not really sure why I never opened this up before. Maybe I just like didn't realize what we had to do. But in case you're wondering, just grab a shovel, dig at the center, and yeah, it opens it up to you. So bam, now we can teleport here anytime we want to. Although probably won't make use of that anymore since we got ourselves all the shells we really need. Yeah, we got a clean 40 of them. Not bad. That's actually precisely how much we need. So cool. My count was correct then. So here's the thing. There are technically another 10 shells in the game. However, the reward for those last 10 is like for Dompe's dungeon crap that I really don't care about. So there's really no reason to go and collect those. Inside this present though is a chamber stone. Sorry, hang on. There's gonna be another chest that's going to appear. I forgot we got 2 reward tiers. Raise your sword overhead. I shall grant you new power. Oh man, that looks pretty cool actually. And just like that, we got the Koholin sword. You should put your name on it right away. Maybe we should. But yeah, so basically what that means is now our sword does double damage. So now our sword does double damage, and we have the red tunic, which also gives us double damage, meaning we're doing 4 times the damage of what we originally did, which is freaking amazing. Now at this point we could actually go and swap back for the blue tunic for the extra defense, but because of the extra hearts that you get in this game, I really don't think we need it. That being said though, I am finally going... Oh yeah, by the way, you get sword lasers too, which is pretty stinking cool. And the sword lasers do as much damage as your normal sword does. Alright, that being said, I think that's actually where I'm going to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.